What's up, peeps? Julian Williams here with The Distance. Got a video for you guys. This is a prediction for the upcoming bout between Victor Ortiz and Josesito Lopez. Bout takes place on June 26th in Los Angeles on Showtime. Puts together the pretty much, I guess you could say, contender or journeyman Josesito Lopez versus the former champion Victor Ortiz. Pretty much, we all know, what happened here. Andre Berto was supposed to be in this fight, but he tested positive for performance enhancement drugs, and was taken out, or illegal substances, and pretty much was taken out for the fight. So Lopez was pretty much the replacement who fought in the undercard of Ortiz versus Mayweather against Jesse Vargas and lost, and I believe it was a split or majority decision loss. But 2011 was an alright year for Lopez. He had a decent victory over Mike Dallas Jr. Had the close fight with Vargas. Now he's facing, now he's coming up and he's facing Victor Ortiz at 147. When a majority of his career he's fought at 135 and 140, so this is actually going to be one of the highest weights of his career. So it'll be interesting to see him at this weight. I know he'll probably have a lot more power, and maybe a little more energy. But the question is, he can take a punch, but the question is, can he take a punch at this weight? Especially against the Victor Ortiz, who has power in both hands. Victor Ortiz, has the ability to box and just come out and fight. He's shown that he's a good pressure fighter, and not only is he a good pressure fighter, but he can box as well. He can fight, like he's scared, and not take too many risks, and throw punches when he has to. So there is a sense of versatility in Ortiz style. So, which will be an interesting fight. But also, one thing I could really say about Lopez is I definitely think that Lopez is B-level at best. So I'll start out with Lopez. Lopez is a good pressure fighter. He's flat-footed, but he knows how to find his way to get his head on the chest, and he has to find a way to get his head on Ortiz's chest. Ortiz is always open to the right hand, a short right hand, and this is something that I've seen over the last few fights with Ortiz. Is that sometimes you can catch him, and he did make the rookie mistake against Mayweather of having his hands down, but he's done it throughout his career. You could hit him on the break, you could walk back up and hit him with a short right hand, and you could hit him with a left hook. You have to, against a Victor Ortiz, you have to throw short shots against him. You have to throw short shots, and you have to make those shots count, for dividends later on. The thing about Lopez, like I said, he knows how to find his way up the middle. He knows pretty much just how to fight up the middle. He's always fighting off that front foot. He's always just walking forward. He'll take a couple punches to get in, but he knows how to get there. And I think that in this fight, he has to just continuously pressure Ortiz, and he has to try to walk Ortiz down. And he's going to have to take a few punches in the process. But the question is, one thing I would do if I was Lopez is I would try to use a block technique, like a blocking technique, to find a way to get inside. I'll use a blocking technique, and every time I get close to Ortiz, I would go to the body. I would go to the body, and also from on occasion, I throw the occasional lead overhand right, and just lean a lot into it, and also try to tie up, not to let Victor Ortiz get any kind of rhythm, or find any momentum in the fight. I tie up and make it just an ugly fight. And pretty much that's the only thing I could say for Lopez is fighting up the middle, tying up inside. Look to go to the body early, and kind of test Ortiz in those later rounds. Look to see if he could probably catch a late knockout. On the other hand, you have Victor Ortiz. Ortiz in this fight, as I mentioned, he has power in both hands. He is quite quick on his feet, and he can pressure quite well himself. And I think in this fight, he has to set Lopez up for the knockout. I don't think he should. One thing about Ortiz, and I noticed this early in his career, about 4 or 5 years ago, Ortiz will go for the knockout when he wants to. He's kind of like that old Fernando Vargas. Vargas was a young fighter who went in and didn't get too many rounds in, and from time to time it would pay dividends, later in fights. If you look at the Trinidad fight, what happened was Trinidad took him into the later rounds and, just, starched the shit out of him. Like, early in your career, you have to get those later rounds in. And Victor Ortiz, knows how to go in and get the knockout. And I think that was smart for, after he got knocked out by Maidana, I thought it was smart for him, to go in and get a few decisions in there. Like when he got the decision against Nate Campbell back in May of 2010. When he went in, he got he got another decision. I think he went in, he got some rounds with Lamont Peterson. So it was smart for him to go in and get in on some get some rounds in, but also and also he did get some rounds in against Burrow, so that was smart. So he's shown that he could fight in those later rounds, but I just think that in this fight he's going to be facing an opponent whose defense is horrible. He's slow on his feet, so I think that he's vulnerable to lefts and rights. Lopez is vulnerable to all kinds of punches, uppercuts, left hooks, right crosses, and left crosses. He can touch him with any shot that he probably wants. And also he has quick hands and he has power in both hands. So I think that Ortiz just needs to go in and look to maybe set him up for the knockout in the mid-rounds. So I can't really... The thing is, I think that Victor Ortiz just has all the tools to go in and beat Lopez. He has quick feet. He has quick hands. He's a better boxer. He throws a decent quick jab. And I think that Ortiz needs to learn more how to set his opponents up with the left hand off of that jab. I think he needs to develop his left cross a little more. Because I think it could be a deadly shot. I think like I said, I just think he needs to learn how to set, and this is the perfect opponent from the setup for that left cross, for the left hook or the right hook, or even shots to the body. Ortiz has this fight. As biased as his prediction sounds, I just think that Ortiz is going to win this fight. I think Ortiz will probably take him to the 6th round. This is going to be a bigger weight for Lopez. Ortiz is a big welterweight, and also they're talking about moving him up to 154 pounds. So I'd say Ortiz comes in maybe 160, 163 pounds, maybe max. And I think he goes in and he's going to blow Lopez away, Gaddy Gamach style. That's just my opinion. So I'm going to go with Victor Ortiz by a 7th round knockout. So, peeps, thanks for watching. That was The Distance. I'm out of here. Peace.